Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Monday. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Here we are again, Doge 779. What are we going to do? But again, Dogecoin, still good things happening, but the price is not reflecting that yet. I blame Bitcoin. Yes, I blame Bitcoin. Big selling this morning by GBTC, and then we had more selling this afternoon, and it's just, again, without Dogecoin having its own catalyst, its own rocket ship going to the moon, the price isn't going to go up. And unfortunately, just confirmed this afternoon, Geometric Energy, Doge 1 satellite will not be on the February 14th SpaceX IM-1 launch. So there's a bummer there. No Doge 1 satellite going on this trip. But they made the thing. So, I mean, they're not going to just throw it away. But I don't know the next time when SpaceX has something actually going to the moon. So, and I didn't know how that was going to work because SpaceX is just the rocket that gets the thing up into space. We saw that with the ULA launch with Astrobotic, where Astrobotic had the lander that actually then was going to go to the moon. So there's still the Intuitive Machines lander, the IM-1, going to the moon to land and do all sorts of scientific experiments and such on the moon. Not going to have a Dogecoin, and it's not going to have this satellite here. So, yeah, little bummer there. But Doge is still good. I mean, Doge is still good. We still have all these other big things coming, mostly X payments. That's the big one. But yeah, right, Bulldozer. Geometric actually already paid SpaceX, I think, in Dogecoin. So it's going to happen. It's just not yet. And they haven't said why yet. And I don't know. There was a Telegram chat going on this afternoon. I think Justin will probably report more on it on X. So I'll let you guys know what I hear. But right now, Doge One mission, kind of a bummer. Getting all hyped about it. But we've learned to expect these things with Dogecoin, which is why we have to have patience. Patience. And accumulation. Here we are. Again, down at this price, accumulating. Yep, paid for a Doge. No Doge. Happy Monday. Soon, $1 will be the bottom. It's always Bitcoin's fault. Well, I mean, come on, look at that. Bitcoin's still over half of the crypto market, and it goes on a big dump like this. Yes, I blame Bitcoin. Big time. Moon soon. Someday. Yep, to the MF moon. Someday, Jason. Dogecoin $1. Inevitable. I think we'll get there. So what's going on with Doge today? Well, overall, crypto market, overall red. Ronin went on a big run and then just dumped today. Render has been on a tear for the past couple weeks. And now pulling back a little bit. We still have SUI up, IMX. Look at Link up. And what did I say about Chainlink? Chainlink was going to be in the top 10 cryptocurrency, right? Well, for a little bit there, Chainlink had jumped over Dogecoin, and then Dogecoin just took it back. Look at that. 11,153 for Doge, 11,150 for Link. Oh, now, yeah, there we go. 11,148 for Link. So Doge is back in 10th place by just a little bit. They're just flip-flopping right now, Dogecoin and Chainlink. I have both of them, so it doesn't bother me so much. I have a lot more Doge than Chainlink, so I want to see them both do well. That's what I want to see. Yes, I'm live, so we're going to pump. Yes, Bulldozer. Let's see it. Big pump. See, green candle already. There we go. Dogecoin adoption. It's up 86% as network activity surges. So Dogecoin adoption is a good thing. Does it reflect in the price right now? But it will soon. In a development that certainly points to the prominence of Doge, adoption rate is up 86% as its network activity has surged. More than 890,000 new Doge addresses have executed their first transactions on the blockchain. But the price hasn't done much yet. So Doge has not had a great start to the new year. We saw Bitcoin was in the green just a little bit. Doge was down a little bit for the month of January. So when are we going to get this big run? When are we going to get this big run for Dogecoin? Tokens like SHIB are establishing themselves within the Web3 sector. Kind of. I mean, SHIB is trying to do these like Web3 wallet domain name kind of things. And then we just heard today that GoDaddy is going to partner with the Ethereum name service, which doesn't really help SHIB. And so Ethereum name service went on a run today. I still think it's way too early on that whole thing. The internet is not ready for Web3. It just isn't. People aren't going to be attaching their wallets with cryptocurrencies to websites. They're just not going to do it. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. However, for Doge, we have data from Into the Block confirms adoption rate increase while also noting that the network saw all of these new addresses. So we go to Into the Block. Where do I have that? We'll just do that. Into the Block. So here, network growth is up, which is bullish, and 47% holders are in the money, 38% out, 15% are just kind of in this middle zone. So that means more are in profit, more wallets are in profit than not. So that is good. The concentration by large holders, I don't give much credence to because those are mostly exchanges. So I don't worry about that. But yeah, that's the data from Into the Block. Well, what is it going to take for adoption, though? I mean, remember we played Doom, the Doom video game on the Dogecoin blockchain a couple weeks ago? There's a lot of these ideas out there of things you can do with Dogecoin. The whole ordinals thing. But I don't think that's really going to take off. So I'm not getting all hyped about that stuff. I am getting hyped about using Dogecoin as a currency. That's what I'm getting hyped about. And that's what I'm waiting for. Many perceive the increase in network activity as a sure sign of an impending price increase. Specifically, Coinpedia notes the value of Doge should see a 25% increase following this new network activity, ultimately identifying a 10-cent price point as key support if it does follow the activity trend and reverse upward. So, what have we been watching on this channel? We've been watching Dogecoin on the daily in this descending wedge, still here, still here. You guys are going to get sick of seeing this, at least for the next week, until it makes its move. But this is the trend right here. Again, the trend that we had right up here was in August into September. Dogecoin had a triple bottom. For those that didn't hear this before, Doge had this triple bottom right below 6 cents, then broke down lower, came below the trend line, down to 5.7 cents. We were buying right there. And then Dogecoin started going on a run. The breakout was to the upside. I would expect something similar here. And it looks like this is almost setting up, just like we had back here. It's almost setting up the same way. So this is my prediction here. We're going to see a dip. It's going to flush out more liquidated longs, those that are doing 10x, 15x, 20x, whatever leverage on the price of Dogecoin to go up. It's going to flush them out one last time and then take off. That is typical trading, and that's what I see coming up. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Dogecoin struggles to rally as liquidations jump scare holders. That's right. Is Doge prepared to overcome selling pressure as liquidated long positions mount to almost $1 million, 912,000 just today? And then, while I was setting up, there was another $400,000 liquidation. If I go to the liquidations here and I click on value over 100K, we're going to get this one right there with Doge. $437,000 at 4:22 p.m. So just almost an hour ago. $437,000 on one trade, liquidated, because the price was going down. What's funny about that is the price was already down yesterday, right? We had the Doge price. Let me zoom in here to the hourly. We had the Doge price down here. So that $400,000 leveraged trade was made somewhere while Doge was trading up, most likely. Or maybe earlier when Doge dipped down and then started to move back up. And they had a stop loss somewhere down here around 7.8. And wouldn't you know, Doge hit it, liquidated that long, gone. $437,000 gone. What are you trading with? Leverage. The market makers on the exchanges can see you making those trades. They know what your price point is. They know what your liquidation point is. Stop it. I know it's not you guys. I know none of you guys are doing it, right? Because you've been listening to me and you're like, duh. But someone's doing it, thinking that's going to make a quick, easy extra bucks. Nope. Gone. So overall in the market, all these liquidations, I mean, look at this. In the last hour, $3 million of Bitcoin longs. And what's Bitcoin doing? It's going down. Bitcoin goes down, liquidates those longs. Same thing. That's what we're fighting, guys. Until we get a stop in this GBTC selling, more adoption, more new buyers coming in, we're going to be fighting this. I know we've got the Bitcoin halving coming up, and that's probably going to be a big thing. Everyone's going to be talking about it, but is that going to make any big moves? I kind of don't think so right now. I think we're going to be in this zone for a little while with Bitcoin. That's just what it feels like to me. So all those other YouTubers out there who's just saying everything's going to blast off today, tomorrow, next week, it's like, oh, it's just right, bull run. It's boring. It is. It's boring. It's going to be boring for a little while, I think. So be patient, accumulate. Again, you get your next paycheck, you could buy down here instead of up here, right? Because that's how it is, and that's how it's going to be for a little bit. And at some point in time, we're going to get volume tick up. It's going to sweep down, liquidate the longs, and then take off. But not yet. You're in the Doge Club, Irshad. Awesome. Welcome. I'm going to talk about Link in just a minute. Jason, I feel like there's a lot of shorting pressure on Doge because they don't want it to succeed. That's true. There's always short positions open on Doge, unless Doge just wipes them all out and then just keeps going up. Curious as to how long they can keep it down. As long as Bitcoin keeps playing its games, we're stuck here. Josh, just got your Hood, Robinhood 1099. Looks like they do have a breakdown of swing trades. Oh, good. Because they had a news thing earlier saying that they were just going to give a high level 1099. But if they have all of your trades for you, that's awesome. I got the notification that mine was in. I haven't downloaded it yet. I didn't do much trading last year. So I've already done some stock trading this year, little bits, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Doge isn't dumping below 5 cents. No, it's not. It's not dumping below 5 cents. And others are commenting too. No. Is the percentage of increase of my investment equivalent to the percent of increase to what Dogecoin is worth at the time? Yeah, Matt, I'm not quite sure what you're asking here. If Dogecoin increases by 23,000%, your investment increases 23,000%. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure you're asking there. I mean, let's just use 10%, right? Doge goes up 10%, you get a 10% gain in your investment if all you're holding is Doge. So, VLAB or VLAB, I've got 2 point something million Doge, not quite 3. I don't know exactly. It's somewhere between 2.5 and 3 million Doge because I don't hold all my Doge in one place. I've got it spread out in different places. So I don't know my whole average, but somewhere between 2.5 and 3. I don't know. And I'm not selling all of it. I will be taking profits of some of it, along with my other cryptos, eventually in the bull run, when we're really in the bull market. We're not there yet. Not full bull yet. We got to get through the Bitcoin halving. We got to get through the summer. And I think next fall is when we really take off. That's just big picture stuff. That's what I see. Jason's getting closer. 14 to go. You were at 17 on Friday. So you are getting closer. It's good to have a goal, right? Good to have a goal. I like bear markets to an extent as long as there's light at the end of the tunnel. Buying things Black Friday, price sounds good. Buy on the dips. If we're going to get more dips, they do happen. Jason's buying right around here, 7.7 cents. I think this is where Mars is buying too, right around this. He's been commenting, buying more Doge. So I think he's getting them on these dips. I think there's probably still going to be a bigger dip. Again, that's just looking at the charts for no reason. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Dogecoin. It's just the way trading goes. Hey, there you are, Mars. Yep, you're here. Found you. I found you. Gene says, I don't listen fake news anymore. Just buy more on dips. I mean, how many have you seen on X, YouTube videos just talking about this Doge 1 mission on February 3rd, right? Well, now it's February 5th. Didn't happen on February 3rd. I never said it was going on February 3rd. I said it might by the middle of February. But then when I heard that the Doge 1 satellite was not yet even in Florida, I was like, oh, this doesn't sound good. But meanwhile, these other videos are coming out. Doge 1 mission, February 14th, coming soon. Get ready for the pump. No. Again, you guys be the judge of what you believe. I don't go for all of that hype. That's why you guys hang out here with me. Probably why I don't have 1 million subs too, because I don't just hype like some other YouTubers, right? So we just hang out here, this little corner of YouTube, talking about Doge and crypto, keeping it real. Bulldozer says the goal was 100K and now up to 185. So exceeded your goal and just buying on dips. Next, sitting on 500K. You're waiting for the dollar. Now, that's the mistake I made back in 2021. I was right where you are. Sitting on 500,000 Dogecoin, not selling before $1. That's exactly where I was. Dogecoin goes up to 74 cents. It starts getting shorted down by one Barry Silbert. Within a month time, it was back to like 16 cents. And I didn't sell a Dogecoin. Diamond hands, right? Diamond hands. Remember that? Where is that guy? Where is he? Here we go.
Diamond hands, baby. Diamond hands. Let's go.
Remember that guy?
I'm not selling.
I'm not selling, right? Remember that? That's where we were. That was right around May 1st, 2021. And there's Pro the Doge with his millions of Dogecoin in his portfolio worth $3 million, and he didn't sell one Dogecoin. He says he's still holding, but he's got into like the Floki and then like all these other scam coins. So he's making a lot of money on those. I mean, he just gets all of these tokens like sent to him to shill these projects, whatever they are. And so he was able to buy a house in Vegas and do all of that. But he says he hasn't sold any of his Dogecoin still. So maybe he will this time. We'll see. But yeah. Pro the Doge convinced you to hold. Yeah, I wish I would have taken a few profits up there at 60, 70 cents. So once Dogecoin starts taking off, we will start talking about layering out, taking little bits of profit here and there, because you don't know when the top is going to be. You don't know. We were convinced in 2021 Dogecoin was going to $1. So Flab says, I did the same exact thing with 200,000 Doge. But hey, at least I'm here spending time with a great community. That's what we got, right? And maybe we're a little wiser too, right? We've learned a little bit. We've been through it once already. Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't ever say that. I say I've learned from that. And I have my targets now that I'm going to be identifying to start layering out. Again, I'm not selling all of my Dogecoin. I will always have Doge, but I'm going to take profits on some of it. And then I've got all my other cryptos in my portfolio that most likely I'm going to be selling most or all of, probably except the Bitcoin, to take profits. And I'm not going to sit on all of them all through the next bear market. If there is even indeed another bear market, I'm not holding all of that crypto through another bear market. So that's my plan. You guys may have a plan. Jason's thinking half and half. Paul Run says, diamond hands, not for me anymore. As soon as I make good profit, it's all gone, baby. And then you're cycling it all into Bitcoin. Wow. Bold move. I'm going to be cycling it into cash, or like USDC on Coinbase will get about a 5%, yield. Be better than a bank. I think Robinhood now is at, if you join the gold, you're at 4.8, 4.75, somewhere there now. So when I sell, it can just keep it there and just continuing getting some, small percentage, but some profit. If indeed the whole crypto market goes on another bear run in 2026 and 2027, I'm not going to be riding altcoins back down 80, 90%. Not doing it. We don't know if that's going to happen, but it happened last time. So Rodrigo would like to see the 4-year cycles. I always have them right here, just in case somebody asks. And we're right here. All right. These are based on the price of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin halvings. Thank you to Rob at Digital Asset News, who I stole this from. We had a halving in 2012, the first Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin then went on a run in 2013 up to $1,000, all-time high. 2014, dip year, another word for bear market, dip year. And then we have a reset year in 2015, kind of an up and down year. Then 2016, we have another halving. 2017, bull run up to the next all-time high. That all-time high was almost 20K at the end of 2017. And then what did we do? Well, bear market again, dip year, 2018, dip year, all the way down to like 3K. Then we had a reset year, up and down year. Then we have the Bitcoin halving. This one had that big dip there, which was the pandemic scare. Bitcoin came all the way down to, I forget what it was down, 5K or something in March of 2020. That was the halving year. Bull market started actually in the fall of 2020. Hit all-time high again in 2021. Then what happens in 2022? Another dip year. We lived it, right? We lived the dip. Bad 2022. Dogecoin hit a low of what? 4.95 cents or something like that. That was tough. Then we just got through 2023, which was the reset year. Bitcoin was up for the year. Doge, not so great. It wasn't altcoin season yet. So these are the 4-year cycles. We're still on it. 2024 is what? It's a halving year. So what do we have halving years? Up and down, and then near the end of the year, get a little bit of a run started, right? Happened in 2016. Near the end of the year in 2020, what happened? That's when the run started. So what could happen in 2024? The fall of 2024, we could get a run started again. Again, this is just a pattern, right? I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen, but I'm trading the pattern. And 2021, actually Bitcoin, it's interesting. A couple things happened here. Bitcoin was going on its run, probably could have done what happened in 2017, but a couple things happened in May of 2021. Actually, 3 things happened. First, we had Dogecoin, totally overbought, totally getting shorted. That was hurting the market. That shorting of the heavy shorting of Dogecoin hurt the overall crypto market. Then we had the Chinese banning Bitcoin mining. And then we had Elon Musk and Tesla stopping the acceptance of Bitcoin as payment for Tesla cars. And Bitcoin dumped. Bitcoin came back in the fall and eventually came up to 69K. I think it was 64K was the high in like February or March of 2021, if I recall, and then came up to 69K. So if there wasn't the Chinese mining, Tesla, and Doge shorting happening, Bitcoin might have hit 100K in 2021. But these things happen, and it happened there. So 2025, what's going to happen? Who knows? But these are the 4-year cycles. I'm trading the 4-year cycles. I am not going to live through another dip year. I'm not going to live through another dip year. I'm not going to live through another dip year. It's happened 3 times in a row on every 4th year. 2026, to me, is not the year to be holding crypto. Again, I'm going to keep some of my Doge. I'm not going to sell all my Doge, but I'm selling pretty much everything else sometime in 2025. Maybe I'll take some little profits near the end of 2024 if things are spiking and there's some opportunity there. We don't know yet. All-time high was the next year after the halving, Rodrigo, each time. Here's the halving in 2016, 2017, right at the end of the year. That was the all-time high. 2020 was the halving. 2021, we had the all-time high in November. So it's the next year, like a year and a half after the halving. It's like a year and a half. So we've got the halving coming up in April 2024, which means probably in the fall of 2025, you could see Bitcoin's next all-time high if the cycle continues. So it's always in the next calendar year, but somewhere near the end of that year. That's what it has happened. So that is the 4-year cycles. And I'm investing based on that still. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's all speculation anyway. Cryptocurrency price prediction. As soon as you make great profits, take cash. If you don't, the whales and institutions will for sure. Except the only thing I add to that bull run is don't take them too early. There were people taking profits on Bitcoin last year at 20K. And now look where Bitcoin is. You don't want to take your profits too early. So I'm waiting. Now, when I start to hear some negative news about something, because I'm in all these different altcoins, I'm going to sell and I'm going to take my profits. Today it was Fetch AI. I took my 50% profit on Fetch AI. If I had sold it back at the beginning of January, I would have had 100% profit. The price has gone down so much. But today I heard the news of maybe they're not doing so well. And I was just like, I'll book my profit. So I sold Fetch. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but going forward, but I sold. I sold it right here. Like 5.3 something, 5.33. So I took profit on that one. So again, it's when you hear something and you're like, yeah, maybe that doesn't sound so good. I don't know. So now I've got cash on the side and I'm going to wait to buy into something. Maybe I'll buy into more Doge, more of one of these other projects. Not quite sure yet. I'm waiting on the dip. Because I think there's still going to be a dip that's going to happen. I've seen it too many times before of these big crypto dips. And so that's what I'm waiting for. I'll have some limit orders set in case it happens in the middle of the night, but we've seen these like big drops down, usually happens in the night or early morning. So that's my plan. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm not in Fetch anymore. If you guys were wondering, I got out of it. Come on, Doge. Now I just want Doge to go up, though. I'd rather not have the dip at all and just have Doge take off. I'd prefer that. Knockstar still think Doge is going to 5 cents. I don't. But good luck. I just don't see that happening. So we had Chainlink taking over Dogecoin in market cap. This was published at 4:16 p.m. And by 5 o'clock, Doge was ahead of Chainlink. And here we have Doge at 11,129, Chainlink at 11,103. So Doge back over Chainlink. So this news is now false. Somebody even commented on one of my videos because I had said the other day, Dogecoin's still a top 10 cryptocurrency, right? Well, for about an hour today, Doge was number 11. And some guy made a comment on one of my videos. What are you saying that for? It's like, God, give me a break. Patience, people, patience. That's what I say. It's patience. And me, I do the best I can do, right? So Bitcoin, what are we going to see next? Are we going to see it come up over 45K, maybe to 48K? Or are we going to see a big drop down to maybe 30K? What's coming for Bitcoin? Are we going to see a big dump? I don't know. I don't see 30K for Bitcoin. My Bitcoin chart, for me, get back to the daily, 38K is my bottom here. Again, this was my head and shoulders play, although we had this extra little dip here. Kind of a guy's got a big divot in his shoulder. And then the dip. This is what I predicted this back in early January when I saw this second thing. I was like, oh, that's a shoulder, that's a head. We'll probably get another shoulder, and then we'll get a dip. You guys remember me drawing this? That was like a month ago. It's still playing out, except for this little thing down here, thanks to that ETF crap that was going on. But we could still see another dip. 38 is still my bottom for Bitcoin. If there's a big dump on Bitcoin, 38K. That's it. I don't see it going lower than that. Hey, Dancing Doge, welcome. So what'd you do, Bull Run? You dumped the bonk. You dumped your Superverse for some other token. All right, good luck. I'm still holding both. I got my bonk. I got my super. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for bonk to go on its next big run. And super has been great. I've got a big profit on super, like you do or did. But I'm still holding. And my Celestia as well. Good profit on that, but I'm still holding that. All good things ahead. But fetch, I was like, okay, that's good enough. Hopefully no big dump, Adam says. Tired of big dumps. Yeah. Me too. How about Bitcoin price will skyrocket to $280,000 next year? How about that? Or how about even $300,000? There's a lot of people just looking at these charts, seeing how many bars over, how many bars up. Bars over, bars up. Takes Bitcoin up to 234K at a minimum here. Again, this is just based on the 4-year cycles again. This is somebody else. This is Edwards. I don't know who this person is. Charles Edwards. And he's predicting $234,000 Bitcoin in 2025. I'll take that. That's good. I mean, the trend is still up. The trend is still up. How about meme coins, though? That's what Bull Run wants to talk about, right? Meme coins. Well, this is a story about Dog with Hat. Dog with Hat, which goes by Whiff. Dog with Hat. Somehow, Dog with Hat bridged over to the Ethereum network because it's on Solana. Somehow it was set up on Ethereum. 12 fresh new wallets were created, most likely insiders. They bought a bunch of dog with hat, 24 million tokens for a price of $3,694 or 1.6 ETH because they didn't have the liquidity yet on Ethereum. Somehow they did this. And then as other users started buying dog with hat, the price went back up, went up and probably stabilized to where it was on Solana. And then they sold 15 million of those dog with hat tokens for $1.78 million. This is the kind of crap you're fighting against when you invest in these tokens. You get these insiders, devs with, unknown wallets, extra wallets that are playing these games. And I don't know. Again, I just say be careful when you're going down the meme rabbit hole. Be careful. Frogtooth. I've got all my money invested in Doge. So annoying Doge doesn't break through. Like the Swedish goes, one who waits for something good never waits too long. Well, we got to wait a little longer for Doge. That's for sure. And that's what I've been saying again and again and again. If you're impatient, you're going to sell Doge and you're going to miss the big pump. We saw it happen in 2021. Doge had first gone up from less than a penny up to 8 cents, fell back down into the threes and was just going sideways through half of February, all of March. People were like, I'm just selling my Doge, I'm getting out. And in April, it pumped big time. Because that's how Doge goes. I was making videos that whole time. And so I was just like, I'm just holding my Doge, my 500,000 Doge. I'm good. I was getting into some other altcoins at the time because that was really, that Doge that I bought in January was my first crypto. I had a little bit of Bitcoin that I bought the fall before. But Doge was my first big purchase. That was at 2 cents. So then my YouTube channel was starting to do okay. I was making a little extra money. And so I started buying into like VeChain and Harmony One and these other alts that were way up in price compared to where they are now. Ugh. But then I was finding out about other things. That's when we found out about tokens like Doge and then eventually SafeMoon and some others. And so I was learning about those and going into Pancake Swap, Binance Smart Chain. That's when I learned all about that stuff, which eventually got me into trouble. But that's another story. Leo's asking, what do I think about SHIB? Well, SHIB is, hanging out number 18 in market cap now. Number 18 in market cap. So SHIB has so many holders. There are so many tokens now that it cannot be manipulated like that dog with hat. I think SHIB's going to go on a run at some point in time. I just think there's too many big, ETH whales that bought into SHIB that want it to run again. And they're just holding and waiting. And that's what I'm doing. I bought SHIB and I'm holding and waiting. I'm down on my SHIB from where I bought it last March or whatever that was. Just waiting. I bought a little more in the summer at a little bit lower. but just waiting. I think SHIB will go on a run at some point in time. It's not going to drop to zero. There's way too many holders. It's way too big of a cryptocurrency now. So I don't fear a huge drop in SHIB's price. So I don't think there's a huge risk there. And the reward is still could be pretty good. It still could be good. It's almost a 10x from here to get to its all-time high. So the chance of a 10x on SHIB, I think, is pretty good in the next year and a half. That's pretty good. So that's my take on SHIB. But yes, I do own some SHIB as well. And I will sell all the SHIB at some point when I think profits are good enough. The only meme tokens for you are Pepe and SHIB. Good. Oh, it's LCX. That's what you got into. Cool. Yeah, I couldn't get LCX. It wasn't on Coinbase. That's what I trade on mostly. Coinbase. Yep, and if we didn't have a SHIB or a Pepe or whatever else, more people would be buying Doge. That's right. That whole meme thing of 2021 just took a lot of the sales out of Doge, especially when SHIB went on its crazy run in the fall while Doge's price was low. That was tough. That was tough. Yeah, I'm down on my SHIB price. So, but I don't have any Pepe. Pepe isn't traded on any of the exchanges I use. So, Frogtooth says, I'm glad Kriss is promoting Doge. What happened to Matt Wallace? No. Matt is making money on X Twitter. Matt's just going to go where the money is. His videos, because things are slow right now, weren't making as much money. But now he's like reposting all of these conspiracy theory things on X Twitter, where he's got this huge following. He's a content creator, monetized on Elon's new X Twitter. He's getting community noted a lot. And he's just reposting what other people, I mean, he did the same thing with his YouTube videos. He just copied what other people were doing and hyped it all to death. So he's just doing it on X Twitter now. He had some interview on Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin interviewed him. And I made a comment on that video, just saying to Kevin, why are you interviewing this guy? He's just a grifter. And then Matt responded. He was all upset. I'm just like, whatever, Matt. Because Matt didn't like that. He's like, whatever, Matt. You remember Matt Wallace, right? Here's my clip of Matt.
The truth is, if you're looking for the biggest upside right now in cryptocurrency, there's no question that the answer to that is baby Lambo Inu.
Remember that? Baby Lambo Inu. Remember that? Oh, Matt. Anyway. What's up with Flare there, Vladen? Flare. I saw it on Crypto Bubbles, didn't I? Yeah, Flare. It went on a big run and now it's retracing. So it got up to over 3 cents and now it's dropping back down just below 3 cents. But I don't know anything about Flare. I'm not invested in it. It's ranked number 78. Flare. Not one that I'm invested in. Ronin, big drop. but it went on a huge run too. Ronin went on this huge run and then just dump. When you see a chart like that, you're like, oh, this doesn't look good. If there's a huge whale dumping like that, that doesn't look good. You got to be careful about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what happened there with Ronin. Yeah, and if you want to find out about COQ, you got to go watch George at Cryptos R Us. I'm not following it, but I guess it's not doing great, right? Last I checked, there was quite a bit of selling going on, and it looks like that's continuing. Yeah, it looks like it gained a zero back based on its current price here, now at 9,621. So yeah, that's not a good chart. That's just selling off. So be careful. That's a big sell-off. That's how a lot of these memes go. Dogecoin has overcome that. Cheap has overcome that. Pepe maybe, Bonk maybe. Everything else is susceptible to a big sell-off. If you get in early on memes, you ride them up and you take your profits. That's the best advice I could give if you're going to chase that. Daniel says, yep, Dogecoin and Bitcoin. And for many, that's all you need, right? I like blockchain technology, so Ethereum, Algorand, the layer twos like Arbitrum and Optimism. Those are what I'm most heavily in. Again, Avalanche with the gaming support, IMX with the gaming. So I got a little bit there. I've got some old, like Ethereum Classic, again, bought back in 2021. That was another one. Still have my old VeChain and Harmony One. I've been dollar cost averaging on those to get my average price down, because 2021, God, those altcoins were up there in price. So I just wait for them to get back up there, and then I'm selling. So that's what I'm doing. Bud says, I've been in crypto for 3 years, gained nothing, lost a lot. I know 2021 was a tough time to get into crypto. If you got in when everything was high, luckily I got into Doge right when that first run was happening in January. I wish I would have bought the Doge below a penny, like a lot of people were able to. But if my first purchase was Dogecoin at 60 cents, that'd be tough. Algorand over $2. Yeah, that'd be tough. But you haven't lost anything until you sell. And if you believe in the 4-year cycles, all these prices are going to go up. And when they go up, then you can sell. So we have that. And there's the $1 million question right there. Doge implementation in X. Just everything, just all the little hints there that Elon is giving, to me, points to that he's going to do it. Just, he's going to do it. It may not be full integration at first. Just like he didn't fully integrate Dogecoin into Tesla. He just did some merch. I can see them doing something like that with X. But hopefully enough where it's big enough, we're going to get a lot of people using it. So that's what I'm waiting for. And I will keep talking about that again and again and again. Yeah, Frog just said, Bud, wait. No, you didn't sell. Okay, then you didn't lose. You're down, but you haven't lost yet. Don't lose till you sell. I have gotten out of some projects at losses. I have done that. But that's typically when I see something else that I think is going to do much better. And I've made some of those swaps over. But typically I don't sell at a loss. I wait and I wait and I wait. And I have patience. Just like my Harmony 1 and my V-Chain. I just wait. Buy the red, sell the green. Oh, if it was only that easy. It was only that easy. Yeah. 4-year cycles, Doge 1 being pushed, X payments later in the year. It could be a huge summer for Dogecoin. Huge, Hiram. I'm waiting for that. And I know it's tough sitting here in February. It's like, is summer ever going to come? Because right now you're looking at this Dogecoin price just sitting here at 7.8 cents. Disappointing? Yes, it is. Accumulating? Not a bad price. And where Dogecoin is compared to other cryptocurrencies, still a top 10 cryptocurrency. Yeah, Chainlink passed it this afternoon and Doge passed it right back. In the last hour, Doge is up 0.05%. Chainlink is down 0.43. So people are taking profits on Chainlink, so Chainlink going down. Doge back, top 10 cryptocurrency. It's not going to zero. It's not dead. But disappointing, yeah. Solana overtook it. Avalanche overtook it. That happens. But we'll see. Yeah, I admit I've sold some for losses. Yeah. Just didn't buy at the right time on some of them. But then I see other projects. There's a lot of great crypto projects out there. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get into some of that. Like Bull Run's got this whole list. I don't have Atom and I don't have Dot. And I sold my Solana and put it into ADA. But I have everything else here. Doge, copper, and gold. Interesting mix. Work hard, save, and buy Doge. Jason. Yep. It's like the summer. Last summer, Doge was 5-6 cents. Yep. I hope we're not at 7 cents this summer. I hope we're not still sitting here at 7 cents. I think a lot of that is going to depend on what happens with Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin going to go on a run up to the halving? I think after the halving, Bitcoin's going to settle and maybe do some dipping because we don't know what's going to happen post-halving. Typically on the 4-year cycles, we see some of that. It doesn't just keep going up. And the halving, usually there's a run up before the halving, and then after the halving, it settles off and does a little down. And so that's what I'm predicting for May and maybe even into June is a little bit down for Bitcoin. And so that'll keep other cryptocurrencies from continuing up. Most likely, something like that's going to happen. But if Dogecoin does if Bitcoin does a run up to 50K by the middle of April, then other cryptos are going to be up as well. Doge would be up at 8-9 cents then, not down here in the sevens. So we'll see. 3 tips to invest. Well, how about this? 5 mistakes investors should avoid. I had this one waiting. 5 mistakes that investors should avoid. Because it's easy, right? It's easy to make money, but it's dumb to lose money, right? So, number 1, take responsibility for your decisions. Right there, right? Take responsibility. See what's going on, learn a lot, watch Kriss packs, of course. But you are responsible for every investing decision that you make. But don't blindly follow others. Don't do what other people are doing, right? They say, do your own research. Yes, I know it's hard. It's hard to figure out like what's going on, but you've got to figure out for yourself what is your risk tolerance and whether you're just going to go chasing these meme tokens that may or may not do 100x or 1000x or go to 0 because you don't know. Mostly you don't know who the developers are and who the creators are of those things. And you don't know about the wallets that they have that are full of their own tokens that they're going to dump as soon as the price goes up. Like that dog with hat thing I just showed you, right? There's all of that crap that goes on. So you don't know. I tend to buy into more established projects, although I do get into some early, like Arbitrum. Just when it came out with its token, it was already a chain that was being used, and so I was like, hey, that's something I'm going to get into. I could have waited another month and gotten some at a lower price, but you don't know whether those things are going to take off right away or not. So, but that's what I invest in, or I try to limit my risk. So I got out of Fetch AI, for instance, because there's news about maybe the company going bankrupt and not doing well. And I was just like, I'm just not going to take the risk. I had some profit, booked the profit, and now I've got some cash sitting there to buy something else on this big dip that I think is going to be coming up. Again, that's just me. But don't just blindly follow other people. You take responsibility, which is number 1. You take responsibility for your decisions. You don't follow others. Beware of crystal balls. See Ben Armstrong and his crystal ball kind of thing. Just like, what? Dumb. Nobody knows what's going to happen. There's no certainties in crypto investing. The cycles that we've had up to now, right, may or may not repeat. We don't know. We know there's going to be a Bitcoin halving that's going to happen in April. After that, we don't know anything. United States Fed is probably going to start lowering interest rates this summer. That generally helps the markets, mostly stock market, but crypto has also done well in the past. We've got a presidential election in the United States coming up this fall. In the past, crypto has traded very well, presidential election, and we might especially see it this year because there's most likely going to be a change of leadership. And that is going to be good for investors. They're going to like that. So this fall, I'm guessing the price is probably going to be going up in November. But again, there's no guarantee and there's no crystal ball. So we don't know that. Next, Have a clear, defined strategy. Again, that's what I do. I like having a goal and a strategy. So I'm putting together my strategies of when I'm going to layer out and my same strategy of minimizing my risk as much as I can. That's been my strategy all along. The 5-1, understanding sources. It's like, I mean, you can look at like X Twitter and you can see all these charts and all this stuff, but most of those chart guys, they're just looking at charts and they're wrong half the time. I use the chart as a data point, and I do look for patterns in charts. But those people doing technical analysis on charts, they don't know if the price is going to go up or the price is going to go down next week. They don't know. So there's 3 tips. And the 3 tips is more, well, it is kind of what to do. That wasn't really mistakes. But those are things to think about. So there you go. And no, don't sell your house. Sell your wife. I like that. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose. Thank you, Curtis. Yep. And yeah, we're early. We're early. DCA until the 2026 World Cup. No, I'm selling in 2025. I am not holding in 2026. Again, I'll keep some Doge and probably hold on to the Bitcoin. But everything else, I am selling. We'll see. Adam's been holding since 2021, getting impatient. Yeah, got to be careful about that impatience. We've been talking about it. I know it's hard. It's boring. You see these other like tokens like doing 10x, 100x or something. You got to ignore that. You just got to ignore that. Because you typically don't know about that project when it is at 0, right? You don't know. You don't know which ones are going to take off. So Ron says, I hope everyone looks back in mid-2025 and says, man, am I glad I waited it out as I'm spilling my drink on Chris's garage floor. Well, that would be that Dogecoin hit $1 and we're having a big party, right? Big party. Big party. It could be Vladan. It could be him. Absolutely do your own research. You will make mistakes, lose some money like everyone else, but that's how we learn. ETF may have changed the cycle. There are some saying that Bitcoin could go on this super cycle now because of all of this investor money. But then so far as we've seen the GBTC money that was held in this trust for so long, that's now flowing out, being replaced by the BlackRock and Fidelity, it's just changing from one place to 2 other places for the most part. I still think the cycle is going to continue, but who knows? Vladan says 3x and get out. Well, that means if you had bought Solana at 10, then you would have sold Solana at what, 30? And then it went on up to 100. So you got to be careful there. 3x isn't bad though. If you can get 3x on everything, that's pretty good investing. There's no doubt. But you're most likely not going to make 3x on everything. It's not going to happen. Some of these are just not going to do a 3x. We don't know which ones. I'm going to stay out of politics for the most part, only as it relates to cryptocurrency. is all I'm going to talk about. And yes, enjoy a drink, although I'm drinking water right now because I have a little bit of a sore throat. Yeah, Arizona. It's cold here. Actually, it's not as bad as other winters here in Boston have been. We only had one day where it got down to like 10 degrees this winter. Last winter, we had like a few days that were negative temperatures. Oh, that was cold. But this year, yeah, weather's not been bad. So, not complaining. Is there any other country taking in crypto as a currency? I think Argentina is talking about it with Milei, the new president, but I don't know where that is right now in terms of it being as well recognized as a currency as Bitcoin is in El Salvador. They may be accepting of it now, but it's not really been promoted. That's my guess from what I've heard. But I haven't heard it in any other country. And it's definitely not going to be in the United States. I know that. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. One of the other things I use just to look at where the markets are, I use this crypto bubbles. I now use cryptobubbles.net. I used to use Ivan's Morales Money, but now he only has like the top 50 coins come up on the first. Then you have to click and go to the next for the next 50, where this still gives you 100. So you can see what's going on. I mean, Ronin is just dropping. But I have IMX. I have Link. I have HBAR. So I've got a few in the green that are doing well. But yeah, it's kind of mixed right now. Everything's kind of going sideways. That's the view of the market. But then you can click here. You can go to the next 200 and just see if there's anything else happening real quick. What is STRD? That's up big. Stride. I don't know what that is. It went from $3.97 up to $5.78. Wow, look at that. Up to rank 122. You can find some good projects sometimes. You click on some of these others. Here's that Ethereum name service we talked about earlier. It's partnering with GoDaddy on domains. Trying to get ahead of this Web3 thing. Not too bad on the losses. Zeta, I guess, is one. I think that kind of got overhyped. And so there's a big sell-off going on with Zeta. Next 100, OLAS is a big negative. Mobile's up. Which gal is this? Oh, Galaxy. That's the old Galaxy one. Again, these are lower market caps. So here's Baby Doge. For those at Baby Doge, it's hanging out here. Still around. Yeah, I don't know any of these. Oh, there's Cody. Some people think Cody's going to go on a big run again. Looks like it had a nice day. 5.5 cents up to 6.3. That's a nice little run. 10% up for Cody. But yeah, I don't know most of these others. Anyway, I like the crypto bubbles. Gives you a good quick look at what's going on overall in the market. And overall for Doge, you know, we're just hanging out. I know it's boring, low volume, just going sideways. Bitcoin, same. Maybe tonight, yeah, looks like Bitcoin's starting to trade up a little more. So maybe we'll see tonight a little positive trading. So we'll see. Yeah, Penda looks good. Yeah, Adam, so many cryptos out there. Sui as well. It's hard when you look at a chart and something's already pumped like, you know, 50%, up 100%. And then you're finding out about it. And then you've got the money to buy it. And it's just like, it just went on this big pump. Do I buy it and buy it here? Or do I wait maybe for it to dip again? But you might miss because it might just keep it. That's the hard thing. That's the hard part, right? You just bought Zeta today. Yeah, I was looking at Zeta and I was like, hey, I don't trust it. Plus, if you look at the overall, if you look at Zeta here on CoinMarketCap, this is some of the research I do, right? Go into CoinMarketCap, type in Zeta. Well, here it is right there. A lot of people looking at it. So here's Zeta down to $1.29 now. Yeah, so it's down. But I look at total supply of tokens is 2.1 billion tokens. But there's only 236 million in circulating supply. That means that they are going to be releasing additional tokens many, many times. Only 11% of the overall total supply are in circulation now. This is the mistake I made with Aptos and Optimism, because I didn't know there were these big token unlocks coming because I didn't look at this. So this is why there's going to be these token unlocks that are going to happen with Zeta, and they're going to dump hundreds of millions of tokens. And unless you know unless you can look and find when those unlocks are going to happen, then maybe you can trade accordingly. But overall, I look at that and I'm like, this is not something I'm going to invest in long term. And it just went on this big pump. Go to the monthly, you can see right here. It was down here at 68 cents, pumped up to $1.80. Now it's down to $1.30 and kind of bleeding off a little bit. Profit taking. So you have to be careful. I know, Swee and Say. I know, bull run. I'm looking at them. I now have some cash. But I'm not ready to jump yet. So thanks, Frogtooth. Thanks for checking in. And with that, I'm going to call it a night as well. Look, everybody, stay safe. I'll be back Wednesday, 5 o'clock East Coast time. And I'll have another video tomorrow on Tuesday. But we'll be live again Wednesday. And we'll just keep it real, right? So hope you all are well. And we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.